my 40s, try as I might, I couldn't get a flat stomach. Until I found this method that I'm about to share with you. Before that, I was extremely frustrated, uncomfortable, and I couldn't wear swimwear. Fast forward to now, and over 7 years ago, I achieved a flat stomach, and I kept that fat off, that belly fat, for good. And this has everything to do with how I eat. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to eat for menopause and get a flat stomach, and it's nothing to do with exercise. It's kind of like a lazy girl's guide. Hello. My name's Melissa Neal and I am the CEO of Body by Bikini, and I've helped over 13,000 women now transform their bodies, flatten their stomach and get rid of that menopause belly fat. And I have learned a massive amount during the 5 years that I've spent helping those 13,000 women, and they're all menopausal and over 40. And I'm going to share with you in this video the most valuable tips that I teach those women. You see, nutrition is the one big thing that really moves the needle, and it's gonna help you transform your body, get a flat stomach, and get rid of belly fat. But first of all, let's talk about why I am gonna recommend these nutritional tips that I'm going to give to you, because it's really important that you understand why your body has changed as you get older, and you do need to do things differently. I'm going to take you through the steps that I'm going to recommend to you to get a flat stomach just by changing what you eat. But first, let's explore why. Let's take my client Karen, for example. She was exercising and incorporating a plant-based diet before she came to me, but she just wasn't seeing results.
I do have experience with working out, having done sports my whole life. I still wasn't able to train myself to get results. I was, again, relying a lot on cardio. I used to be part of a triathlon group because I joined to try to lose weight. Oh, and then I went to CrossFit. I went back to CrossFit, which I didn't, although I got strong, I didn't get any results. I didn't lose any weight. I didn't change my body composition at all. Plant-based, not 100% vegan, but I'm definitely very close to it. I eat healthy. I don't eat processed foods. We don't have junk food in our house. I don't even drink soda. Yeah, unless I was starving myself, the only way for me to lose weight was to go to bed hungry every single night, which was so frustrating. I just felt that even though I was, I have knowledge about nutrition at an amateur level, and also with working out, I just couldn't seem to bring it all together in order to which I knew it needed to be a combination of both. I'm 53 and I knew that the hormonal changes was affecting it. What captured my attention too was that picture of you beforehand, which reminded me of myself at a certain age and how you just couldn't, for some reason, get yourself to lose weight, even though you were trying. So then I started just watching your videos, and then I thought that I wanted to, okay, I need something to help me, but also at the same time, keeping me realistic about what I'm able to do with the time that I have. Yeah, your insight has been really great from your own experience. I mean, the calories are a good amount of calories, but that I didn't have to starve myself. But I didn't have to go to bed hungry, which is really, really hard to every night be going to bed hungry. Also, because it affects your sleep. I was still able to lose weight without starving myself, basically, and that getting me on the right macros really helped keep me satiated all day. A couple weeks ago, you had sent me the side by side. I was like shocked. I was actually showing people like, oh my God, the difference was really huge. I mean, even the fact that I hadn't actually lost a ton of weight, my body composition had completely shifted. I don't have like my belly hanging over my pants. I don't have my bra digging into me. I'm still totally shocked. I still look at it sometimes like, oh my God. Yeah, I think it's amazing, the results. It's unbelievable. So also it helped while I was traveling because you gave me some ideas about how to not go off the rails while you're traveling. And it really helped me just to stay focused while I was traveling, to think about what I was ordering so that I wasn't going so off program. So I wasn't stuffing my face. So it really helped me.
Despite Karen having a massive amount of experience and exercising and so say eating healthily, which was a plant-based diet, she couldn't pull this together for herself. But after she worked with me, she got these incredible results just in 10 weeks. And this is somebody who was already exercising a ton and eating healthy. Because you see, when we get older, we do need to eat differently than we did when we were younger to see results when it comes to fat loss. And if you would love to work with me or one of my team of coaches to get you fat loss exactly like Karen did and the 13,000 women that I've worked with, click the link below to make an application today and book a call. So now I'm going to talk about 3 important changes that have happened to your body and why you need to switch up your nutrition routine to take account of these massive changes. The first thing is you've had a drop in estrogen, and when you have a drop in estrogen, your body will try to produce more estrogen, but in doing that, it produces more fat and it typically sits around your midsection. The second thing is insulin resistance. This is really common in midlife women, and you can almost always assume that you do have insulin resistance. That is when your pancreas cannot control your blood sugar levels, so you tend to get blood sugar spikes, and in very extreme cases, you're going to get pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. But also, if you're insulin resistant, a plethora of other diseases, including things like Alzheimer's. The number 3 thing that's happening to your body is loss of muscle mass. And loss of muscle mass means that your body's metabolism has slowed down. The number 4 thing is you're also going to experience some kind of inflammation. I can tell you, women that I work with, that I coach, regularly have inflammation in their bodies, and it's causing the body to store more fat. How can you tell you have inflammation? Well, inflammation can come in many forms. It can come in things like joint pain, gut health issues, bloating, water retention, to just name but a few. Let's talk about how we can resolve these 4 things going on with our bodies just with food. Nutrition should be at the front and center of everything that you do when you're talking about fat loss for women over 40, and also just living a healthy lifestyle, getting on top of your wellness, getting on top of your health. And a big mistake that I see women make is they just rely solely on exercise. And I'm afraid that isn't going to cut it at this stage in life. A ton of cardio, ab and core exercises, they just don't work anymore. And I've seen it with the 13,000 women that I've worked with. When they implement what I'm going to show you today, they make massive transformations, a whole shift in their body shape and achieving flatter stomachs, which is what we want at this stage in life. So let's talk about the estrogen first. To tackle the estrogen, you do want to eat a whole foods healthy diet that is free from any ultra processed foods. And you want to have plenty of plants and plenty of fiber. But also your food system needs to follow these 4 rules. So write this down, it's really important. Rule number 1, protein-rich foods. This is going to boost your metabolism, help you build and retain muscle. Rule number 2, complex carbohydrates. So we don't cut carbs altogether, but we focus on complex carbohydrates. So they're like whole grains and starchy vegetables. We want to lose refined carbohydrates like white flour and refined sugar. And this is going to tackle your insulin resistance. Rule number 3, healthy fats to balance your hormones. Rule number 4, avoid ultra-processed foods and refined sugars, and lean into non-inflammatory foods to tackle inflammation in your body. Next, I'm actually going to show you the biggest thing that you can change, which is going to be a massive game changer when it comes to getting a flat stomach and transforming your body when you're menopausal and over 40. This really moved the needle for Karen, and it will for you. You need to figure out your macros. Well, what are your macros? They're macronutrients and your balance of protein, carbohydrates and fats. And the most important aspect of that is figuring out your protein. You're going to need a gram of protein per pound in body weight, or if you weigh over 170 pounds, shoot for your goal body weight. So what does that look like? Well, if you weigh 155 pounds or 70 kilos, in other words, you're going to need 155 grams of protein per day. That's what your goal is to eat per day. You might be saying to yourself, well, I weigh 200 pounds. Well, that's 90 kilos. So what's your goal body weight? So say your goal body weight is 160 pounds to start off with, and that's 70 kilos. You would want to take in 160 grams of protein per day. Then you do need to calculate your carbs and fats. Most women are going to need between 80 to 200 grams of carbs a day, and they're going to need between 40 and 80 grams of fats per day. You can then go ahead and set this up in MyFitnessPal, and I'm going to walk you through this now, so stay tuned to the next bit. This is really easy and it literally only takes a few minutes. So I'm in MyFitnessPal and I'm going to show you exactly how you can set up your macros. So if we use the example of the 155-pound woman who wanted to have a gram of protein per pound in her body weight, I can actually show you now how you can do that. This is what you see when you first go into MyFitnessPal. Now, I do have to admit, you can see there at the top, I have premium. It's worth it if you're going to be logging your food every day to purchase the premium rather than having the free option. And you're going to go to the bottom right hand corner and press more. And when you press more, you see this list and you're going to go into goals. And when you go into goals, you can see it says in that grey area, nutritional goals. And you're going to go into calorie, carbs, protein and fats goals. And here, you'd need to really work it out in grams. You can work out your protein, carbs and fats. I've just pressed in where it says protein, and then that brings up this kind of wheel, if you like, where we can start to actually plug in the numbers. So I'm going to give this lady 155 grams of protein per day. Then I'm going to give her 100 grams of carbs, and I'm going to give her 60 grams of fat. And so that's actually given her 1,000, you can see on the bottom right hand corner, 560 calories. And then all I need to do is just press this tick button, and that is going to save my daily calorie goals. So that when I go back in to the main menu and I'm going to go to diary, it's actually going to show at the top left hand corner there what my daily calorie goals are. Now, if all of that seems like a bit too much for you, I run a platinum coaching program for women just like you, where we figure out your macros and we figure out your protein, carbs and fats, how many calories you need, and we actually create all your meals and all your snacks in your own personalized meal plan, so you don't have to figure any of this out for yourself. We take all the guesswork out and we are getting incredible results for women like you. If that sounds of interest to you, click the link below, fill in the application form, and you'll be invited to book a call. Now, I'm going to show you the absolute biggest game changer when it comes to transforming your body. This is going to make or break your success. Weighing, measuring your food is an absolute game changer. And I know for me, when someone told me to do this the very first time, I was in my mid-30s and I was in great shape and I didn't need to do it. So my eyes glazed over and I thought, I'm never doing that. Fast forward about 20 years later, and this is my go-to for me and all the women that I work with. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is, especially if you've prepped up your food. So I've got like my food here, and I've got a bowl. And what I'm going to do is put this on the digital scales. You should always weigh in grams and press 0. And what I normally do is just weigh out my protein source first. So I've got some chicken there, and I expect it's going to be about 100 grams. It's 120 grams. So 120 grams is about 4 ounces, and that would be, let me think, about 30 grams of protein. But I'm going to show you how we can record and log all this in MyFitnessPal. Then all I'm going to do is press 0, and I'm going to put my carbohydrate source in. Now, I've got black beans, it might be rice. The beauty of black beans is, and I'm going to put 100 grams again in there of that. What's that? 56 grams. The beauty of black beans is that they're a carbohydrate source, but they are also, that's 101 grams there, they are also actually a protein source. So it's going to really boost my protein and make this meal really, really high in protein. Then I'm going to press 0, so it's gone back to 0. I just put any veggies, it could be a salad. I've got some pre-cooked broccoli there that I'm going to put in. And, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have to weigh out broccoli, but I'm going to kind of just fill the plate there. So that's 77 grams. Now, I have this sauce that I've made up here. It's like my secret sauce. I'm going to put the recipe on the screen, but it's actually made with tofu, and it's got chipotles in there as well. So it's quite spicy. I'll put the recipe up on screen. You can see it there, because that would be really boring and bland just on its own, wouldn't it? So press 0 again, and I'm going to just measure out a portion of this sauce. And I have actually already logged this as a recipe in MyFitnessPal. So I'm kind of just giving myself one portion there, which I think is like 64 grams. And that's it. That's my meal weighed out. So you can do that. If I wasn't talking you through it, you could literally do that in about a minute or 2 minutes max. And it's going to mean that your food is weighed out. And when you get really precise about eating like this is what really moves the needle, and it helps me stay in shape. It helps all my women, those 13,000 women, get in incredible shape when they've never been able to do this before. So I would highly recommend that you weigh and measure your food. So we're back in MyFitnessPal, and I'm going to just log that meal, and I can show you how quick and easy it is. This is the main screen you see when you get MyFitnessPal. I'm going to press diary again on the bottom menu. You can see that slightly to the left of the center, and then I'm going to start logging that meal. So I'm going to go to lunch and do it in there. There's a few ways of doing this, but I'm just going to add it into lunch. You can see underneath add food. So let's log the chicken breast. So we had 120 grams of chicken breast. I kind of can't get exactly 120 grams, so it's 125, but that's as close as, you know, we really need. Then I'm going to log the black beans, and I'm just doing it in the search bar. You could also scan your food in that you've bought. So it's actually already got in here. Actually, that's in the cup, which I don't really want, but it's got the organic black beans that I normally buy. So I'm going to change it to grams and log it as grams, but it wasn't 130 grams, was it? It was 100 grams that I had. So I'm going to do 3/4 of that, and I'm going to log that. And then I'm going to log the broccoli, and shortly I'll actually show you how I log the sauce. So I'm going to do that as 75 grams, because I think it was 77 grams of broccoli. And then what I'm going to do, I've actually added the recipe already into MyFitnessPal. So if I go to my recipes, you can see the tofu and chipotle sauce. I've already put that recipe. I had 1 serving of that. So I've now logged that. So I can see it's 343 calories up in that like right hand part of the lunch section. And just under lunch, it shows me the carbs, fat, and protein. So it's 50 grams of protein, massive amount of protein because of the chicken and the black beans, but also the chipotle sauce has got protein because it's made with tofu. 6 grams of fat and then 15 grams of carbs. So that's perfect for me. That's all you need to do when you log your food. And once you've actually logged your food once, the next time you come in, it's already registered with MyFitnessPal. So it's then much quicker to do it in the future. By taking these simple steps of monitoring your macros, especially your protein intake, you are going to see an incredible transformation when it comes to flattening your stomach and getting rid of belly fat. Just like the 13,000 women that have worked with me that have seen success with my method, even if they were say eating healthy before, don't feel afraid to try this because you think you're already eating healthy. I promise you, just like Karen, it will make an incredible difference. And if you would love to get help with this and someone to hold your hand and work with you closely and figure this all out for you so you can get that amazing result like Karen did, click the link below to find out more about my ultimate platinum coaching program for women over 40, and then apply, and you'll also be invited to book a call. I can't wait to see your transformation.